Let's take a look at question 7 from the 2022 Gauteng November paper. For any two events A and B, it is given that the probability of A equals 0,25, the probability of B equals 0,89, and the probability of the complement of A or B is equal to 0,05. Now let's take a look at question 7.1.1. Calculate the probability of A or B. Now we are given that the complement of the probability of A or B is equal to 0,05. This represents the probability that neither event A nor event B occurs. So we use the formula, the probability of A or B equals 1 minus the probability of A or B prime. Now we substitute the value of 0,05 into this formula and then we get 0,95. Now let's take a look at the marks allocation. Here you will get 1 mark for the correct formula and then you will get 1 mark for the final answer of 0,95. Let's take a look at question 7.1.2 from the 2022 Gauteng November paper. Are the two events mutually exclusive? Justify your answer. And this counts 2 marks. Now remember, events are mutually exclusive if they cannot occur at the same time, meaning the probability of A and B is equal to 0. So now we have to calculate whether the sum of the probability of A and the probability of B equals the probability of A or B. If the sum of the probability of A and the probability of B is greater than the probability of A or B, the events are not mutually exclusive. So what we'll do now is we'll write down the probability of A plus the probability of B, and that is 0,25 plus 0,89, and this equals 1,14. Now, since 1,14 is greater than 0,95, we can say that the events are not mutually exclusive. The probability of A plus the probability of B is not equal to the probability of A or B. So here you will get 1 mark for stating that the events are not mutually exclusive, and you will get another mark for the correct justification that the probability of A plus the probability of B is not equal to the probability of A or B. Let's take a look at question 7.1.3. Calculate the probability of A and B. So this question counted 2 marks. Now the formula for the probability of A or B is the probability of A or B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. Now what we do next is we rearrange the formula to solve for the probability of A and B. So now we have the probability of A and B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A or B. And then we substitute the known values into this formula. So then we have 0,25 plus 0,89 minus 0,95, and this equals 0,19. So you will get 1 mark for the correct formula, and then you will get 1 mark for the final answer of 0,19. Let's take a look at question 7.1.4 from the 2022 Gauteng November paper. What is the probability of event B only? So this counts 2 marks. Now to find the probability of B only, you subtract the probability of both events occurring from the probability of B. So you can use the following formula. The probability of B only is equal to the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. And then you substitute the known value, so it's 0,89 minus 0,19, and this equals 0,7. So here you will get 1 mark for the correct calculation process, and you will get 1 mark for the final answer of 0,70. Let's take a look at question 6.2 from the 2023 November Gauteng paper. In a class of 60 learners, 8 learners take history, 41 learners take mathematics, and 16 learners take neither of these two subjects. 6.2.1, calculate the number of learners that do both history and mathematics. So what we'll do first is we will calculate how many learners take either history or mathematics. And this is given by h plus m minus x equals the total minus the learners taking neither of these two subjects. Now we know that 8 learners take history, so we can substitute this into the equation. We know that 41 learners take mathematics, so we can substitute this into the equation. And we know that there are 60 learners in total, and we know that 16 learners take neither subject. So we substitute all these known values into the equation. Then we simplify. Then we get 49 minus x equals 44. Now we want to solve for x. So x is equal to 5. Let's take a look at the mark allocation. Here you will get 1 mark for the calculation process, and you will get 1 mark for the correct final answer. Let's take a look at question 6.2.2 from the 2023 November Gauteng paper. Draw a Venn diagram to illustrate the above information, and this counts 4 marks. So you will use a Venn diagram with 2 overlapping circles to represent learners who take history and mathematics. So first, place the 5 learners in the overlapping section. This represents learners who take both history and mathematics. Now the remaining learners are distributed as follows. Those who take only history are equal to 3, since 8 minus 5 equals 3. Those who take only mathematics is equal to 36, since 41 minus 5 equals 36. Learners who take neither are equal to 16. Now, let's take a look at the marks allocation. You will get 1 mark for the correct value of only history, 3 learners. You will get 1 mark for the correct value of only mathematics, 36 learners. You will get 1 mark for the correct value of both history and mathematics, 5 learners. And then you will get 1 mark for including 16 learners outside the circles. Let's take a look at question 6.2.3. Determine the following probabilities. A, the probability of a learner taking history only. So we have 60 learners in total, and only 3 learners are taking history. So the probability of a learner taking history only is 3 over 60, and this can be simplified to 1 over 20, and if we write it as a decimal, it will be 0,05. So here you will get 1 mark for the correct probability. Now, let's take a look at question B. Calculate the probability that a learner does not take mathematics, and this counted 2 marks. So the learners who do not take mathematics is equal to the history learners. We have 3 in total, plus the learners that doesn't take history or mathematics. We have 16. 3 plus 16 is equal to 19. So the probability that a learner does not take mathematics is equal to 19 over 60. So here you will get 1 mark for the correct calculation, and then you will get 1 mark for the final probability of 19 over 60. Let's take a look at question 6.2.4 from the 2023 Gauteng November paper. The probability that a mathematics learner is also a science learner is 0,927. Determine the number of learners that take science, and this counted 2 marks. So what you'll do is you'll use the given probability of 0,927 to find how many mathematics learners also take science. So we have x over 41 is equal to 0.927. This is given. And now you rearrange this equation to solve for x. So now you take the 41 over to the other side. 41 times 0.927 equals 38. So in total there are 38 learners. Now let's take a look at the mark allocation. You will get 1 mark for the correct calculation process, and then you will get 1 mark for the correct final answer.
And that's a wrap on today's fascinating journey through the world of knowledge. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our ever-growing community of curious minds. We can't wait to embark on new educational adventures together.